Title: Shadows of the City. Los Angeles, the city of angels, is a lie. Beneath its glittering facade of glamour and fame, a dark force lurks in the shadows, waiting for its next victim. It is a force that has been there since the city's inception, a manifestation of its corruption and violence. Alex was a writer who dreamed of making it big in LA. He moved into a cheap apartment in a rundown neighborhood, hoping to find inspiration for his stories. One night, he stumbled upon an old journal in the attic, hidden under a pile of dust and cobwebs. The journal belonged to Samuel Morgan, a famous writer who vanished without a trace in the 1950s. It contained his personal accounts of encountering a sinister entity that haunted the streets of LA, the Shadow Man. According to Morgan, the Shadow Man was a shapeless creature that fed on the souls of those who were consumed by guilt and despair. He would appear as a dark figure with glowing red eyes, offering them a deal they couldn't refuse: eternal fame and fortune in exchange for their lives. Alex was fascinated by the journal, and soon became obsessed with it. He read it every night, ignoring the strange noises and flickering lights in his apartment. He began to have nightmares of being chased by the Shadow Man, who whispered seductive lies in his ear. He felt his grip on reality slipping away, as he couldn't tell if he was awake or dreaming. He decided to write a novel based on the journal, hoping to expose the Shadow Man's existence to the world. But as he wrote, he felt a cold presence behind him, watching his every move. He sensed that the Shadow Man was not pleased with his intentions, and that he was in grave danger. He discovered a page in the journal that described a ritual to banish the Shadow Man from this world. It required rare and powerful items, such as a silver dagger, a black candle, and a drop of blood from an innocent child. Alex was desperate to get rid of his tormentor, so he gathered the items and prepared for the ritual. On the night of the full moon, he lit the candle and drew a pentagram on the floor with his own blood. He placed the journal in the center of the pentagram, and held the dagger in his hand. He recited the words from the journal, invoking ancient forces to rid him of the Shadow Man. As he finished the ritual, the candle went out, and darkness engulfed him. He heard a loud scream, followed by silence. He felt a surge of relief, thinking that he had succeeded. But then he saw two red eyes glowing in front of him, and heard a voice that chilled him to the bone. "Did you really think you could get rid of me so easily? You fool! You have only made me stronger. You have given me your soul." Alex realized too late that he had fallen into a trap. The ritual was not meant to banish the Shadow Man, it was meant to summon him. The journal was not Samuel Morgan's, it was the Shadow Man's. And Alex was not his enemy, he was his prey. The Shadow Man laughed as he took over Alex's body, leaving behind an empty husk. He picked up the journal and walked out of the apartment, ready to find his next victim. Los Angeles was his playground, and he had many games to play.